Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to your August 2023 Ascension Symptoms message. And in these messages, we're really tuning in to what's going on in the body. Because if you've been on this journey for some time, then you know that even as your journey progresses, your body comes along for the ride, and things can pop up in the body to give you clues about areas that you could work on, issues that you could resolve, and the steps that you ought to take to resolve them, and just understanding about what the body is doing to participate in your ascension journey. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into August 2023. Can you believe that we're already doing a message around August? Or maybe you're like, Elizabeth, I'm watching this in August. Either way, I would say share this with a friend who you know could benefit from this kind of conversation. And also drop in the comments like what really speaks to you. Where is the divine like calling you out, or where are you having something come out of your blind spot that you need to work through? So let's go ahead and dive right into what's going on in the body for August 2023. Now, what I'm hearing is all about elimination and excretion. Elimination and excretion. Yes, we're talking about poop. Okay, and this is very big for many of us in the collective, because there is this sense that you may find yourself dealing with digestive issues, dealing with issues related to the colon or the large intestines. And there is this sense too that we're hearing a lot more in conversations: irritable bowel syndrome, diarrhea, and irritable bowel syndrome, constipation, and so many others out there that deal with digestive problems and the connection between the gut and the brain. And this month, the divine is asking us to tune our attention to the crap that we're holding on to. And for many of you, you may find yourself eliminating things from your diet, like actually wanting to figure out what could be triggering certain responses, certain issues in the gut. You may find yourself wanting to correct bloating, or wanting to be able to poop on a more normal schedule, wanting to be able to hasten the digestive process, because I literally saw someone just now drinking like lemon water. And so this is going to be a focal area for you. And the divine is saying this. Oh, and I just heard some people may go on a full-on detox. And the only thing I want to say there is, you know, if you are dealing with, I don't know how to say this, like an issue related to the mechanics of the gut and the pooping area, like just remember to check in with someone who can work alongside you, because what you don't want to do is to do a detox but you can't poop. You know, it's like you're just adding pressure. And so, you know, there's no one size fits all. So this is where you tune in to the divine, tune into your body to get guidance around what could be right for you. What would be supportive to help you to eliminate the toxicity that's been built up in your body, in the digestive tract, and also the things that may be causing you to not be able to trust your gut, or to feel connected intuitively to your gut and your gut health. What has been highlighted is the idea that the gut issues surround grief. And that's what the divine is asking you to purge this month. If you are like, this is my message, Elizabeth, then the divine is asking you to purge grief from the body, because there is this sense that it has been trapped in the body. And this grief can surround many things. It can surround the things and people who shamed you for your sensuality, your sexuality, for your creativity, who told you, who mocked you, laughed at your dreams and aspirations, and made you kind of shrink yourself into a box or into their own personal container for you. There's also this sense that grief is also coming from loss, and this feels like the loss of investment, the loss of, it's like not realizing the dreams that you had. It's like maybe you're like, by now I should have been at a whole different point in my life. By now I should have been married. By now I should have started my family. By now I should have been traveling the world. By now I should have this sense of freedom. By now the business should be taking off. By now I should just be chilling, not having to think about working, not having to find some last minute gig to help me, not having to come out of retirement. And so you're just looking at all the ways your dreams and aspirations have not been met. And, there is a sense that you are really tuned in to what you've lost, and not so much to what is still available to you. And that's one way that you can purge the grief that's trapped in your gut. And that's why you're being asked to eliminate, because what you're eliminating is not just the poop that's built up, the air and all these toxic things that are built up where the body has been refeeding on the crap, okay? It's like, how are you regurgitating even stories of shame and loss in your life? How are you causing them to reverberate in your life because you keep dredging them up, or because you keep following that narrative that was fed to you back in the day that does not even serve you. And so, I'm literally seeing a dog vomit and then go back to eat the vomit. And it may sound so much more gross than it is to a dog. But the truth is, we're looking at the ways the body is refeeding on the toxic things in it, the things it wants to purge, because there are digestive issues or elimination issues, excretion issues. And so really it's about getting back to that place of health in your gut. Many people see the gut as a second brain. It's this piece that can be very intuitive. However, there is this sense that when the gut gets distorted, when it's bloated, when it's toxic, then we have to be careful that we're not listening to a gut that's focused and rooted in trauma, instead of a gut that is healthy, alive, working, functioning as it should. So the next grief area that we're being asked to purge has to do with failed relationships, the ways we've felt stabbed in the back, stabbed in the heart, the ways we've felt heartbroken. And of course, loss can cause that level of heartbreak as well. But there is this sense too that we are listening to messages in our mind, telling ourselves things about ourselves, about what we've been through, that's keeping us stuck in a place of pain. Maybe you're like, this was my person. Why did this happen? How could they leave me? Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe there's that feeling of abandonment and rejection, and you're constantly thinking that you'll never find another person to love you, that you're not lovable, that maybe the way that you are at this time, that you won't be accepted. Maybe you're thinking you're too old at this point to find love again or to follow your bliss, that your time has expired. And so, what are your thoughts? And how are they keeping you playing small and getting in the way of your intuition? Because all of these, it's like every time I talk about this, I see a little bit more bloating and a little bit more slowing down of the bowels. I just heard a word and I'm not even sure I know it very well. Gasparenthesis? I don't know if that's the word, but I think it has to do, based on what I'm feeling, is like a slowing down of the bowel action, like the digestive system. So I feel like as soon as you eat, you're full, you're bloated. It's like it's so much that's going on, and this is being purged to remove the toxins and to figure out how you might heal yourself. You know, in August, I'm not feeling a lot of reintroducing new foods. Like the changing of the diet is about elimination and not addition. Does that make sense? Because this month just feels like a purge, like getting things moving again, waking up the gut. I feel like the third thing that is a cause of grief has to do with the loss of loved ones, like physical loss. And if we're honest, when you think about loss, sometimes it's not about the death per se. Sometimes it is about proximity and that person not being in your world anymore. And so there is an absence of them in your space. But I'm feeling more in this regard, like it also feels like not giving yourself a break. It's like riding yourself way too hard. And that brings this sense of grief because it brings this idea that you're not enough, that you don't deserve success, that you don't even deserve to rest. That's how that's feeling. Like you're in a constant state of working hard, grinding, trying to do the most. And can we be honest? There is a time for that. There's a time for everything under the sun. A time for laughter, a time for sorrow. And so a time for work and a time for rest. And I feel here that even the body needs time to rest. And so that may feel, once again, like even fasting, not offering anything to the body, giving it a chance to catch its breath. But also, I feel like even being mindful of what you're offering to it, so that maybe you're offering softer foods so that the body has to work less in order to digest some of it. Or maybe it's about taking the time to chew your food properly so you're not in this massive haste and rush to do this and then move on to something else. And maybe even slowly chewing the food breaks the food down so much more so that the digestive process can be less challenging. So that's when we're talking about what needs to be purged from the body itself in order to wake up the proper functioning of the gut, in order to prioritize your gut health. You know what I'm also hearing is, as you release the mental, the psychological anguish that you're feeling, you get the chance, but the emotional anguish too, you get the chance to naturally purge. It's not like you have to go on a diet, like some restrictive diet per se. It's like it feels like, and this happens a lot even with my clients and even with me, like the more you heal the aspects of you emotionally that need to be healed, the lighter you become. And I mean that figuratively and like literally. You feel lighter, but you also find yourself losing weight. It's like you're shedding the things you had been holding on to. And I love to say this, while thoughts are the language of the mind, your emotions are the language of the body. That's what it understands. And so when you feel something, especially with a lot of juice behind it, the body doesn't know it's not happening. This is why in manifestation circles, or even with the law of assumption and acting as if, those things are all focused on the feeling. It's not enough to envision it. It's not enough to think it. You have to feel it. And when you feel it, you usher the body into this state of the now, where this is happening now, which allows you to align even faster with what you desire. And so I feel as though you are a decision away from what you want: your health, your healing, clarity around how to move forward, the purging of the toxins, what doesn't serve you. Some of you may find that you need some antibiotics, to work with, any infection that you may have in the gut. Maybe others of you may find that you are working through anal issues, rectal issues, and you're having to figure out the mechanics of that so that you can poop properly and more effortlessly. Listen, for some of you, it may mean buying, what are those things called, where you elevate your feet? Because one thing is for sure is that, bathrooms or the toilets in America aren't suited for proper excretion. So let's go through this again. It's not enough to work at eliminating it if you're not going to let it go all the way out. You can eliminate things from your diet. You can figure out what is causing the stress to the system, but you still have to get the gunk out. And so it's a two-part process, right? And so they're like, when I find the name, I'll just insert it here, but it's like it elevates the legs so that you're in a different kind of posture that allows the poop to be eliminated more easily, because it creates a line kind of where the poop can now flow down. Okay, so you're a decision away. So this is about looking at your choices, and that might mean some of your favorite things need to be released, because sometimes we can be so connected, comfortable, familiar with what doesn't serve us in the now. There are times when we're dealing with food allergies, and they may have been your favorite foods, but you're having to leave that behind so that you can prioritize your health and well-being. And so what choices do you need to make? What are the things that you're weighing in your hand? Maybe you're like, I've been so used to this pain, I'm just going to keep going, because shifting from the pain to health seems too difficult for me. Or maybe you're like, I've had enough of this pain, this discomfort, these problems. I want to feel more normal, more whole, more alive, more tuned into myself again. And so I'm willing to go on the journey towards health and healing. And so wherever you are on the spectrum, there is this sense that you are making a choice, and that choice is going to turn the cycle in your favor or turn the cycle towards where you are pointing it. So are you going to step into a cycle? Because I feel like you're so supported in August 2023. It's like, are you going to shift the dial in your favor, or are you going to continue into a place of pain, like going deeper into wounding, going deeper into not trusting your gut, going deeper into not listening to the body? Or are you going to recognize that the body is along for the ride, that you can heal yourself, that you can prioritize yourself, that it doesn't have to be what they've diagnosed you with or the prognosis that they've given you, that there can be other options that you create for yourself. But first, it's about eliminating the load that the body has been carrying all this time, so that you can start again from a clean slate, or a cleaner slate. So I hope this message serves you. I hope you find it very supportive as you are moving through the Ascension Symptoms of August 2023. If you're interested, I've said this, that in the month of July, because I'm making this in July, that the service that I would feature is the energy body scan. And it's such a powerful, I would say, prelude to deeper work, because it really gives you a snapshot of what your energy looks like, what your body needs to be turned on, like what aspects of your energy needs to be turned on, what areas you are overactive and draining yourself unnecessarily, and the ways you are underactive and not fully showing up for yourself. And so it's much like an ultrasound or an x-ray. This is coming straight from the divine. So the divine shows me the energy centers within you and where they are. And what I love about these is that you get a divine prescription to handle or address at least one of the things that are noted in your body scan. And then if you're interested in diving deeper, then we're able to work together through other services that are available. So listen, it's a mouthful. It's a lot to try to explain in a quick video, but you can visit the website and you'll be able to learn a little bit more there. Okay, I'll talk to you again soon. Sending you so much love. Bye for now.